Hey everybody, it's Josie here. So I just got through filming my last sort of mini haul video, which was all of my charity shop finds. And I realized that I have no self-control when it comes to books, and it is my birthday month, so end of March is my birthday. And I have been buying rather a lot of books. Now, some of them are new releases that I was kind of anticipating, and some of them I just couldn't help buying. So I thought I would also go through the kind of new books that I've gotten from, you know, Waterstone, City Books, all the other book buying channels that are not charity shops. And I thought I'd take you through my haul of books over here because I've accumulated quite a few. So here we go. So the first two I've got here are these two gorgeous books here. So I just read the first book in the series. So this is Becky Chambers, and these are her, so I read A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. That's what it's called. She has very long titles. Look at those titles. And it's set in space. So it's set in the future. And the first book is about the Wayfarer, which is a spaceship, and it's like a tunneling ship, which was really kind of interesting anyway. So that sci-fi kind of space element, which I've actually been getting into a lot more recently. But also what I loved about her first book was that it was about relationships and about people. And I think it was a very human take on that. Quite often with sci-fi, the whole sci-fi bit of it can kind of take over, and that's not really what I'm that interested in. I'm more interested in the characters, and I loved the characters in her first book. I loved the story. It was incredibly emotional. It really had me properly emotional at times. So I was more than excited to read the next one. So I bought this one, A Close and Common Orbit. And then I realized that the third book had come out on softback, and it's this one, Record of a Spaceborne Few. And you know, it would have been rude not to buy this straight away because it's got sprayed edges. This is a kind of was the special edition, so I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but these actually sort of twinkle a little bit, and it's got these lovely sprayed edges. And I thought, why not? We all know I'm going to read it anyway. So I picked up both of these books. Now, as far as I understand it, you do not have to necessarily read them in order, although this one does continue the story of characters that we met in the first one. But I have heard people say that you don't necessarily have to read them all, but I'm just going to read them in order because also I want to know what happens to these characters that I've just read about. So I'm really excited to get to those two. Then the next one is one of the new releases I was talking about. So this is the new Jeff Sentner book. It's Ryan and Delilah's Midnight Matinee. And it's about these two girls who have like a network, it was a cable public access show in the States. And they dress up kind of as vampires, and they do this sort of, I'm guessing a bit of like Elvira type of show. And I've been led to believe it's about their friendship. The only thing is, I haven't read this yet, and I'm definitely going to get to it in the next couple of weeks because I've been really anticipating this because The Serpent King had gone to the top of my list of one of my all-time favorite books. A lot of people are saying this isn't very good. But then I tend to not go with the popular opinion generally, so I don't know. They're saying it's not very good. We'll see how I feel about it. The other book, Serpent King, just killed me. It was so emotional. People are saying this one isn't as, which is quite good. It sounds like it's going to be more kind of cheerful. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this because I love the premise. I love the fact that they dress up as vampires and go on a TV show late at night. I mean, what's not to love? The next one, oh my God. So, Daisy Jones and the Six. Oh, I've been waiting for this book. So, I adore Taylor Jenkins Reid, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, one of my all-time favorite books. This is her brand new release. I had it on pre-order. I've already read it, and I loved it. And I got this gorgeous copy. And what I'm loving even more is it's signed by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I'm going to go see her at the end of the month. She's coming to my little town of Brighton in the UK to one of our independent bookstores, City Books, and she's going to be talking about this fantastic book. So I'm going to do a full review on it. Just know that I loved it. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, and how gorgeous is the cover. This is the Waterstones exclusive. Oh, I love it. The covers all seem to have a kind of a themed colour. Actually, no, we're going off the theme. And then the next bunch of books. You know I love my lesbian literature. This one over here has just come out on softback. It's called Woman by Chloe Cadwell. And I just read the book. It says, a young woman moves from the countryside to the city and falls in love with another woman for the first time in her life. Finn is 19 years older than her, wears men's clothes, has cocky smirk of a smile, and a long-term girlfriend. And this is just, I mean, right up my alley. What more can I say? Lesbian love story, and apparently it's supposed to be really good. So, looking forward to that one. Then speaking of it, this is another one. A Story for Bewildered Girls. Again, this sounds really beautiful. So, the dust jacket on this one says, Grace leads what might be called a full and interesting life, which is code for not married and has no kids. Her life is the envy of her straight friends, but all this time she's been waiting in secret for love to hit her so hard she runs out of breath. Like the way a wave in rough seas bowls you over, slams you into the sand, and nearly drowns you. When Grace meets a beautiful woman at a party, she falls suddenly and desperately in love. So, I mean, it just, yeah, just the wording on the jacket sounds like it's going to be beautifully written, and I feel like this is going to be beautiful and also gut-wrenching at the same time, so I'll wait to see, but yeah, that kind of had me at the synopsis. Then the next one is, this one I ordered, and I love, so, you know when the covers, I don't know what it's called, but they feel almost rubbery, and this one has one of those kind of like rubbery covers, which I really like. So this is, I'm such a book perv. This is the Gilda Stories, and this is supposed to be, well, everybody says this is incredibly groundbreaking, and I understand why. So we're talking about lesbian, women of color, vampire series. And I mean, that's all you really had to say to me to make me want to absolutely read this. So I ordered that. This is the expanded 25th anniversary novel of it, and it won 2 Lombardo Literary Awards. And it just sounds like it's going to be gorgeous. And actually quite emotional as well. It's blurred by Emma Donoghue as well, who I love. But yeah, it's just, yeah, and I think it's set in New Orleans as well, which I love anything set in New Orleans. I'm a massive Poppy Sebright fan, but yeah, gorgeous. The next one is the Audre Lorde biography, Zamia New Spelling of My Name. Again, this is something that I've absolutely been dying to get to. This is obviously an autobiography, so it's about Audre Lorde's real life, about her kind of finding her sexuality, finding herself, and becoming the person that she is. So again, I think it's going to be emotional. I think it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to get to that. The next one I picked up on a whim. So this is Tangerine. And this sounds, I think someone said it's for fans of, oh yeah, it's The Girl on the Train Meets the Talented Mr. Ripley, 2 books that I love. And I love Christine Higsmith, who wrote The Talented Mr. Ripley. And it's about a couple and they go to Morocco. And I love Morocco. Yeah, it is Morocco. And I kind of love the idea of kind of a mystery thriller set in Morocco. I think it's in the 1930s, 1920s, 1930s. Doesn't really say, but I think that's what it said when I read the kind of the synopsis of it. And it just sounded like something that I might enjoy. I like a good thriller, so I picked that one up. Then the next one, again, I also kind of picked this up on a whim in Waitrose, of all places, while I was doing my grocery shop. So this is called A Different Kind of Evil. And it's actually, it's Agatha, so it's not an Agatha Christie, but the character in it is Agatha Christie. And it says, it's January 1927 and Agatha Christie is on an ocean liner bound for the Canary Islands. She's been sent by the British Secret Intelligence Service to investigate the death of an agent whose partly mummified body has been found in a cave. It just sounded awesome. I love Agatha Christie, so I like the idea of a thriller written about Agatha Christie as one of the characters, so I thought that sounded quite fun. Then this next one is another one that I've been hotly anticipating, and actually I think this came out a lot earlier than I thought it would, because the release date on the Waterstones website says the 26th of March, and today's like the 10th, and I picked this up on the weekend, so it's Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta, and this is a futuristic dystopian retelling of the King Arthur fairy tale with queer ladies. It sounds amazing. And I love Amy Rose Capetta. I read The Brilliant Death last year, which I loved, and her kind of discussion on gender and gender fluidity was wonderful. So I'm expecting big things out of this. I love the Arthurian tales, and I love kind of retellings of it. And I mean, this just sounds incredibly unique and interesting and different. So very cool cover as well. Really looking forward to that one. Then the next one, again, I picked this up on a Women's City Books when I was buying my Taylor Jenkins Reid tickets, but Romeo and Juliet and vampires. I mean, what more can I say? It sounds incredible. I love Romeo and Juliet. I love vampires. Yeah, I couldn't resist. I will let you know. I will do a video on this. I'll let you know what it's like, but it just sounds magnificent. Come on. Romeo and Juliet and vampires. And then the last one is this gorgeous book over here, Proud. And it's compiled by Juno Dawson. And as you can tell by the sticker that's still on there, it's a signed copy, which I love. I also have another signed copy of Clean, the other Juno Dawson book. And this is stories and poetry, and it's all around gay pride. And it's got a whole bunch of, you can see we've got all different authors, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, writers, artists, there's drawings in here, there's poems, there's short stories. Really, really looking forward to this. And is this not a gorgeous, gorgeous cover? So yeah, so that is my haul so far. For the month, I will probably be back because, like I said, it's my birthday month and I'm using that as an excuse to buy as many books as I possibly can. So I will see you all again soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.